All right, here we go. Final tweet comes from Fire Chauncey Billups now! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! I wonder what this tweet's going to be about. At Stogie Rules, and he says, "Please, please, 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 dear God, do not let Chauncey Billups be our coach next season." I feel bad for Blazer fans. I really do. I feel horrible for Blazer fans. People forget Chauncey was hired to keep Damian Lillard around. Like that was supposed to be like the buddy, like the cop duo that like brings Portland to the next level. And then Dame leaves, and you have this coach who only coached 1 year prior to this as an assistant. It's like Chauncey Billups like earned this spot. He didn't earn this to be the head coach of the Portland, to be the head coach of a team that's desperately trying to hold on to one of the top 75 players who ever lived. That's the guy you hire? Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. I was about to say
like,
I can't comment on that. I watched Steve Nash be a coach on my team for 2 years.
But that was egregious too. They're both egregious moves, terrible moves, both of them. And Chauncey Billups, like I can't even tell you what his footprint or his fingerprints are on this team. I don't know what type of offense he runs. I have no idea what he's doing. I don't know what his philosophy is. I have no clue. Like I don't know what this guy's about. I don't like JJ Redick instantly 2 games. We're gonna have a lot of motion. We're gonna be creative with out of bounds timeouts and plays of that nature. Like you know right away what this is. With Chauncey, it's just like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off, just running around doing whatever the hell they want to do, and he's just sitting there with his hands in the pockets, leaning against the freaking scores table, chatting with the fans. Like he's not doing anything. Like he has not positively affected. Like I can't say anything about Stu Henderson that he's learned from Chauncey Billups. I can't say anything about Anthony Simons. He's basically the same player that he's been since Chauncey took over. He hasn't developed DeAndre Ayton. He's done absolutely nothing for this Portland Trailblazers organization except like fail to keep Damian Lillard around. Like this was the guy who was supposed to have this huge connection with Dame, and he's not going to leave because Chauncey's here, and then he bounces for Milwaukee. Even though he was traded, let's be honest, Dame won it out. So it's like, yeah, fire him. Start over. Get a coach who knows how to work with talent. You're working with somebody like it's almost like you hire a chef who's never cooked a meal ever, and you're like, hey, we have all of these patrons who come here who expect greatness and who expect a certain amount of like service, and he can't deliver because he's never cooked anything in his life. The man's never cooked anything. Like, how do you expect him to have these fresh ingredients and make something out of it? You can't. And I'm not saying they have a great roster. They don't. They don't have a fantastic roster. But they have talent. They shouldn't be this bad. They shouldn't be an embarrassment to Portland Trailblazer basketball. I'm not saying they're a playoff team, but you should be at least fighting for the play-in. This is crazy. Like, he has to be fired. The fact that he was even hired to begin with is insane, especially with the sexual assault allegations. Don't get me started with that. Like, but just from a basketball standpoint, like, yeah, I feel bad for Blazer fans. I feel awful for you. So
I was gonna say when you made your chef comment, I was like, that's a different episode of The Bear. But it is what it is, man. I just like maybe like you said, maybe I'm acting like just non-caring because it's the Blazers because I feel like yeah, whatever. But like you said, there's talent there. Maybe he needs to get fired. Maybe it would change.
He does. The Blazers don't have an identity, dude. Like there's nothing. I don't even know what offense they run. I don't know what type of defense, like, he came in and, like, their defense improved a little bit because they just tried harder. But I don't know anything that, like, and I don't know what it is now. I mean, they're terrible now. But, like, I don't know. And I should know because I've watched enough Blazer basketball for the both of us for the past 5 years. Like, there's no reason why that they should be this bad, or at least not have an identity, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do on offense? What are you bringing? You know, Anthony Simons is someone who's coveted around the league as somebody who would be a huge trade target for a contender if he's ever comes available. DeAndre Ayton, say what you want about him, he was a starting center for a team that almost won the NBA Finals. True. You know, Jeremy Grant was looked at as one of the most coveted role players or small forwards that you could probably bring in as your number 3, maybe number 4. Like, they don't have that bad of a roster. It shouldn't be this bad in Portland. I'm not saying they should be in the playoffs, but it shouldn't be this. And I couldn't even tell you what he brings. Like it's like I can't believe I'm getting this angry over it.
I'm shocked. I don't think
I am too.
I didn't expect this reaction, but I'm just like, I'm shocked. But hey, I mean, it is what it is. I also forgot they added Denny Avia from the Wizards. He's also
Yeah, he's a good player.
he's a good player.
Listen, they don't have the number. They don't have the Dame, right? They don't have Dame anymore. They traded CJ. Nurk is gone. Like I get it. Like you traded a lot of your players, but to lose in the way that they've been losing, the Pelicans without DeJounte like came back. Like come on, what they were down like 20 that game.
Yeah, it was a nasty game. The game was just
Bro,
terrible.
like, come on, bro. Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Like, there's just no plan here. I don't even know what the plan is. Like, what are we're just chilling? We're just
vibes,
chilling?
baby.
That's it?
Plan is vibes, baby. Just scroll past the tweet. The plan is vibes, baby. We're gonna
I can't
keep it
just,
rolling.
I gotta take, I'm deleting my LOL comment. And I'm just
that's
prayer hand emojis.
That's not an
Prayer hand
LOL. I'm
emojis.
about to say what you just said out loud.
Yeah.
What you just broke down. It's not an LOL comment. That's an angry face emoji comment. That's not a prayer hand
emojis.
No,
prayer hand emojis.
No, you're quote tweeting that, and then you're letting off the barrel, dog. You just you just went off, bro. It wasn't.
Here's why Chauncey should be fired. Thread.
That wasn't a chill like LOL is fun. No, you were like nah, get rid of that man. So now I think about it, maybe you tweeted that. It feels like maybe that might be your burner.
Fired Chauncey Billups now Twitter account. That was me.
That might be your burner.
Yeah, and listen, if I really don't, outside of like rare Russell Westbrook rants, I don't really trash anybody on this show. I know, like it's just not my personality to like. And
I'm added to the list, fellas. It's a rare Russell Westbrook rants, the rare heat culture is not real rants.
Right, heat culture for sure.
The recent one is the Pacers. The Pacers there's no way the Pacers can beat the Knicks. That's been the one that's the triggering one right now.
But I never go specifically at one person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like at the end of the day, like these are people's livelihoods. They're hired. They're making money for their families. I can't do what they do.
Yep.
Like I can't even come close to. So for me to be like, well, you should be fired, like it just comes across like I'm an ass.
Yeah.
So at the end, but you know, with how for the fact that he only had 1 year of coaching as an assistant, like nothing prior to that, nothing to prove that he could handle this type of situation. The sexual assault allegations, I don't care what anybody says. If you have that and it's not cleared up, and then the league says, oh, we did our own investigation, but we're not going to reveal what our investigation was. That's kind of sketchy. Yeah. You don't get much rope with me. I'm sorry. And then after that, you have years and years of just like, not just underperforming. Again, I don't know what this team is. How can I, like, if I was Joe Cronin, I would just be like, well, if I knew the plan of that, if Chauncey, let's just say he was like a D'Antoni type, right? Hypothetically, which he's not. Yeah. But if he was just like, well, I know that he wants to play this type of style, you know, Suns D'Antoni, 7 seconds or less.
Yep.
Get more shots up, a lot of threes. We're building a roster towards that. Then I could see you're keeping him because it's like we have a plan of action and we have a style of play that we want to play that we can pick players into. But if I'm Joe Cronin, it's like, what players do I even get to fit Chauncey Billups' system when I don't even know what it is? So how can I possibly go out and get players if I have no idea what type of team I'm building? Like with the Knicks, you know exactly what type of team you were building. Players who could defend, players who could shoot, and players who are willing to get offensive rebounds, right? And the Knicks built upon that for years and years and years and drafted players. Deuce McBride plays defense, can shoot. Quentin Grimes plays defense, can shoot. You know what I mean? Like these are players that you've drafted over time. Mitchell Robinson plays defense, protects the rim. That it makes sense. I don't know what the Blazers are doing. Don't know. And this is probably the last time we'll talk about the Blazers all year because they're going to lose 60 games.
Doubt it. You're gonna regret those words, buddy. Gonna regret those words, buddy.